The Frenchie Blake. There is a series of daring jewel robberies that leave the police baffled. Bruce Wayne impersonates Commissioner Gordon to get information from a stool pigeon named Gimpy, who reveals that the culprits are a gang run by Frenchie Blake, and that their next target is the wealthy Vandersmiths. That night, Batman waits on the Vandersmiths' rooftop. Two jewel thieves named Glove and Ricky leave the apartment with the loot. The Batman glides down and attacks Gloves with a flying kick. Ricky runs at the Batman with a knife, so the Batman kicks him off the roof to his death. Gloves draws a gun, so Batman punches him out and takes the jewels. Two police officers arrive to investigate the dead body. The Batman makes it seem as though he's trying to grab the jewels, so the police will think that he is a criminal. They try to shoot at him, and he dives off the roof. The Batman does a somersault in midair and lands on a rooftop below. Then he takes out a silk rope from his belt and lassos a nearby flagpole. The police are amazed to see the Batman easily swinging to safety. Newspapers announce that the Batman is head of the gang of jewel thieves. Frenchie Blake believes that this is a good thing, as the police will be watching for the Batman instead of him. Blake begins planning his next move. Meanwhile, the Batman is listening outside. He made the police think he was a criminal, so Frenchie Blake would act like he wasn't being watched. Frenchie sends Slick and two other henchmen to rob the Norton household. The Batman swings through a very large open window and knocks one of them out with a kick. The second one tackles him from behind, so he throws him off. Then, he knocks out Slick with a punch to the face. The Batman calls Commissioner Gordon to leave a tip, and leaves using the rope again. The Batman arrives at Frenchie Blake's apartment, where Frenchie is playing solitaire. Frenchie mistakenly believes that he is Slick and lets him in. The Batman gives Frenchie a right jab, then ties him up with a rope and hangs him outside the window. The Batman demands a written confession, otherwise he will cut the rope and let Frenchie fall to his death. Frenchie agrees and signs a confession. Frenchie tries to attack the Batman one more time, but the Batman beats him until he is begging for mercy. Then the Batman puts Frenchie in his car and drops him off at the front of the police station. He is picked up by an Officer Kelly, who finds the stolen jewels and a note on Frenchie's body. Commissioner Gordon reads the note from the Batman, which explains that this was a favor to the police department.
This is Jack, and welcome to Bat Signals. We're going to discuss Detective 28, Frenchie's Jewel Robbery. This is the second installment where we're going to look at just how brutal Batman was prior to Robin. In the end, we'll examine why DC felt they needed to invent Robin to lighten him up. So let's bring back the panel. My stalwart producer, Ryan.
Hello.
We have Alton.
How's it going?
Okay, now, who else has read this story before today?
Cricket.
Okay. Then first impressions, Alton, what'd you think of the story?
Yeah, it's kind of run-of-the-mill. I guess for those times, just your standard bank heist story.
What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I thought it was just like a basic story, get the Batman stories out kind of thing. I did like that they slowly getting into him more, like his background and all that, so I think that's good.
Bruce does something here, well, a couple things that are very un-Batman-like, but something that clearly influenced Spider-Man. At the very end, he sends Commissioner Gordon a letter saying that here's a favor for you, and Frenchie's all knocked out. He's depositing the villain for Commissioner Gordon, who actually looks at Batman as a criminal. That is kind of something that might have been an influence for Spider-Man. Just Batman stopped doing it after this. Also, he was not wearing gloves in this. Alton, what do you think about him being gloveless?
Yeah, some serious rope burn when you're slinging around. But it was kind of odd to see him like that.
Yeah, that's some bad rope burn, and that's like horrible cuts on your knuckles and stuff. You're knocking people out, so you gotta be careful with your hands, Batman.
But he is Batman, and so he's just that tough. Now, this particular story, I really liked the artwork on it. The idea of a gangster pulling a jewel heist is not out of the ordinary for this time. Batman really hasn't gotten a super villain yet. Frenchie is just your run-of-the-mill jewel thief that I don't think ever comes back. He had a very unique look. He's wearing a monocle and he had a goatee. He didn't look like a gangster. He looked more like a stage magician to me. What'd you guys think of Frenchie, the gangster?
Well, I guess he likes to play solitaire too, with the cards and all. Yeah, to me, like I said, he didn't seem like anything special as far as gangsters were concerned.
Yeah, he looked more kind of like, I'll run stuff from the behind and I'll be more like the puppet master pulling the strings kind of thing. I think that's what he more looked like. He didn't really look like a mob boss or anything.
I think they tried to make him look aristocratic because he steals jewels. It was not your gangster type. In here, Batman plays off the fact that the police already suspect him of being a criminal. He ends up getting Frenchie off his guard by pretending to actually be a criminal. What did you guys think of that?
I thought that was actually like a funny thing because he goes, "Is that you guys?" And then he's, "Yes, it's us," and opens the door and smacks him in the face. That's not something you really see from Batman too much. I think now he's more of just like a walk in there, ask questions later, and then whoop people.
Yeah, I mean, as far as manipulating people, we do see hints of it still in the modern day Batman, but probably not to that degree.
Most brutal part of this, there was two particular things. He literally kicks one of the gangsters off the roof with the gangster yelling, "Ah!" as he goes, and doesn't even acknowledge it. It's not like he planned to kill him, I don't think, but it wasn't an issue for him. And then you have him brutalizing Frenchie to the point that even the cops point out just how badly this guy has been destroyed. This again is the dark Batman. Both of those things that were done were the kind of things that would be done in film noir by heroes. This was not out of the ordinary. It definitely not the Batman of today. What do you think about the brutality here by Bruce?
I guess he could have toned it down a bit. Like I said, I think he's still trying to come into his own, figure out how he wants to handle the bad guy. There's a learning curve there.
I think if we stayed with this murdering Batman, there wouldn't be as much Batman now. I think it's good that they changed it.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.